to try and crack a joke. You know, money is a problem in our community, especially when you're trying to organize an event. So today, I put this event together, but when I was putting it together, there's a guy called Tap Tap Send. And they do money transfer, you know, we know what that is, 820 to 1. He said to me, we are not giving our money to Davido or the big stars or anybody. We want to use it in the small events, and your event falls in line with just that. I need you to help me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I reveal the secret. Talk to me later. Tap Tap Send is here to demonstrate how you can send money with their app. He said to me, for each person that downloads the app, and I think there's some money in the app, he's going to pay your ticket money back. Delete my number. No, he said he will. That's how they spend it. That's how they do their promotion. They don't give it to the big stars. They don't give it to anybody. They come to intimate events. They demonstrate how it works. They take questions, and you download. And if you do like it, he will return the money back. So is Mr. Tap Tap here, please? There he is. Please, can we just, for the next 5 minutes, give him a round of applause. They're doing well everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. It's nice to see everybody that's right here. As he already said, it's a money transfer app. As he said, when he said he won an event, I said we are not looking forward to sponsor, like give £20,000 to a big star to promote us. We like to give back to the people who are using the app already. Means to say, if you are selling a ticket, if anybody were to download the app and send minimum of £1, then he will get a free ticket to your event who will pay the person's ticket. And I believe some of you already pay money to get into this place. And if you were to download it tonight and do a transaction back to your account, not even to Edo Connect, as little as £1. Once you put his promo code Edo Connect, you automatically have £5, but you cannot send that £5. You have to add minimum of £1. And you send it to anybody, Edo Connect will refund you your ticket.
I don't want to persuade people anymore. I will do it personally. So let's get to the authors, because we want to see the people who write the books. Mr. Solomon Aleta. Just there you go.
It's really, really, really amazing to see you guys. I feel like everybody who has come up here today, you probably resonate with me when I say I feel like we've been pregnant for like 5 years, and we've just come out here to give birth, you know, to showcase ourselves and to really, really have a good time. My name is Solomon, last name Aleto. Like everybody here, I am from Benin City. Some of us are not, but we are in the diaspora. That is what is common. The main thing we have in common right here, everybody in this room, before I get into my book, is that we all made a decision to come here. So I decided to write the book, The First Decision, because like everybody else in diaspora here, we went through a lot. My story is similar to a lot of people here, especially the ladies who have spoken. It's almost identical when it comes to the struggle. In the diaspora, you see a lot of things that Nigerians have achieved. Just the day before yesterday, I was with a group of friends and we were talking about how we don't celebrate ourselves. You know, we sat down at the bar, there's 3 of us, before you knew it, we were 6. And the guy was saying, do we realize we're 5,000, 6,000 miles away from home and we don't celebrate our achievements? We don't, we simply don't. So when Lay said he's going to do something like this, I said, how dare us say we don't represent him? How dare us look at the situation and say we don't come and encourage ourselves to continue doing this thing? Lace is one of my oldest friends. 5,000 miles away, we knew each other. Here we are, 5,000 miles away. 40-odd years of friendship. We're celebrating Nigerians. We're celebrating ourselves. And more importantly, we're celebrating our own community. For those of us who grew up in Benin, it was a decision that made us leave Benin City, to leave Edo State to come here. This is what the decision is about, the first decision of my book, subtitled The Singularity of Intent, which is that single point of your intention, which obviously will lead to you making a decision. I wrote the book based on my experiences, what I experienced in the diaspora, having been called a pleb, being denied jobs, being criticized for all kinds of things to do with me not coming from or not sharing the same kind of mindset as Europeans do, or for just wanting to be different. So the book actually, it serves as a guide, as a detailed narrative to explain to us that how our decisions can actually determine our destinies. Like I said initially, we all decided to come here. If we didn't decide, we wouldn't be here. We were intentional about our decision. We got to a single point. That is the singularity of intent. What have I done to deserve this? It's simple. I made a decision. I'm a football coach. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a community leader. I have a 9-to-5 job, obviously. I'm a father. I'm a husband, and many, many more, thank you, and many, many more. I do a lot with my community, simply because I have decided to. The reason why I constantly put this forward from a leadership point of view is because look at what Lace has achieved today in view of Edo Connect. We all decided to come and support him. It is our first decision to do that. The book highlights that. It is not easy to come up with 7,000 words. For crying out loud, I do deserve some credit, even if it's just for myself. That is what someone said to me the other day. I said, well, if you can do it, write a book now. I'll read it, trust me. And I'm going to do that with other authors who are here as well. I encourage us to read our stories, read our books, so you can get to know us better. I'm speaking a lot of English, but for crying out loud, not be today. We don't try, and we have been doing this forever. So please, 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 I really encourage us to support ourselves. And Liz, excellent job on this. It just showcases what we can do if we put our mind and decide to do it. So that is what the first decision is all about. So I really, really thank you guys. The book is on Amazon. If you just type in my name, Solomon, you will see it, or type in the first decision. It's not here on display because we're in a digital world. Why should I bring it out here to display when you can obviously right now just look at it and get a copy? That's it. But yeah, it's glad to be here, and I really, really appreciate it. So I'll say to you guys, please make your decisions final, and don't forget, the first decision, Lace has done it already. We've started this, and let's get down with the singularity of intent going forward. Thank you, Lace.
My first decision. Round of applause. Okay. I know people are traveling, but I just want the night to flow. If you want me to stop, tell me. Can I call on to the stage? There's a woman here, not from Edo State, but she spoke to me. She said, I worked in a company 12 years ago, an Asian guy. Follow me on Facebook, but he don't say anything. And one day he called me, he said, I run a business summit in Haru, and there's a Nigerian woman. And I see what you do for Nigerian people on your Facebook. So I want to invite her to this event. I said, Raj, go ahead and invite her. He did. And she spoke to me. We spoke like we've known each other forever. She's a Yoruba woman. She said, I do mortgages for the kids. What we couldn't do for ourselves, but how to get the kids onto the property ladder as quick as possible. People in here will remember, for us, when we came, we were scared to buy for mortgage. It's too much money to owe. Everybody from Nigeria, everything is cash. But as we went on, this is the lesson that no one gave to us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mrs. Kemi Lawson.
It's such a privilege to be in a room with beautiful people, my people, a room of, inspiration. I've just been touched by all your stories of the great men and women that started from little seeds and have grown into mighty trees. Thank you all for sharing your story. Can I just say, let's give them a round of applause again. Thank you, thank you. And Lace, what you're doing is unique. It's amazing, outstanding. You're doing a great job, brother. Keep going. Keep going. We're so proud of you. Well done. So all the stories that everyone has shared, all our great men and women, I've been so inspired. I know I'm here to talk about what I do, but I just feel inspired to share my story as well, briefly, before I go into what I do. So my mantra has always been, the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but life without a purpose. And that's by one of my favorite late mentors, Miles Monroe. So I'm married with 4 children. My husband works in the medical profession. When I had the twins, I had to give up work and I had to start serving my husband, working as a practice manager. And I did that for about 14 years. It got to a place I kept thinking, there is more to my life than this. And I grew up from a family of academia. My dad was a professor, and I read computer science. That was my background. And I just kept thinking, I felt I was living in my husband's shadow, and I just felt there was more to me than what I was doing. So when my kids started growing up and it went to boarding school, I began searching, thinking, there is more to me, rather than just picking up the phone as an account manager for my husband's practice. And then one evening, I came across, I don't know if anybody knows this motivational speaker, Jay Shetty, and he was talking about finding your life's purpose, because I'm all about a purpose-driven life, talking about find out what your strengths are, your weaknesses, turning your hobby into a career. So I sat there at night thinking, what do I like to do? And he was like, talk to people that know you. How have you been a contributor in their lives? So the next day, I called 5 of my friends and I said, who's Kemi? What are my strengths? How have I contributed to your lives? So 3 things that stood out. They said to me, you like to talk, you like to help people, and you like to counsel. And I just thought, okay, what do I do with that? Do I become a midwife? Do I become a nurse? I don't like hospital. I don't like blood. So I thought to myself, okay, do I go to homes and just sit down and serve tea all day and just talk to women? I just packed there and I didn't know what to do. So fast forward about a couple of months later, because where we live, we bumped into a friend of ours, my husband and our friends. They were in our neck of the woods buying petrol. He's talking to his friend. I'm talking to my friend. And I'm like, what brings you down here? And then she said to me that evening, they were coming from Watford General Hospital, and her husband was just diagnosed with stage 3 stomach cancer. I was like, whoa. So from the time of diagnosis, that was November, my husband is March 22nd, he's March 29. He turned 49, March 29, 1st of April, he passed away in front of his wife and 3 kids. So I got the text, and I went to see my friend. So as you know, when you lose someone, you have everyone sat around, family. So I sat next to my friend. And the question they asked her is what propelled me into my destiny, what I'm doing now. It was just that one word, and I will say it in the African dialect. Did he have insurance? And it wasn't much so what she didn't say, it was the wailing, the gnashing of teeth. She didn't talk, and I just sat down there confused. So I said to the woman, I said, Auntie, I don't mean to be rude. What has insurance got to do with someone dying? Do they pay people to die? I don't understand. And then she said, oh, my dear, this, that. And then I got home and I said to my husband, do we have insurance? And he was like, well, I said, don't give me that. Your friend was healthy. He was a believer. He was a Christian. How does this thing work? And then he just said, find out about it. And I just started talking to people that I knew. And I realized people don't normally talk about this, especially in our community. There's this thing that everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. And I always say there are 2 things that are certain in life. Taxes, we got to pay, and dying, everybody's going to go someday. We don't know when. So I went out with my husband and some friends, and there was this organization I'm with now, and they had flyers, mortgages, insurance, investment, pension. And I just put my name down, like, can somebody come and talk to me and just educate me as in how this works? So the lady came to the house and saw me and my husband. We sat down, and it was mind-blowing in terms of even generational wealth and how you can protect yourself. Because I thought what my friend went through, because she almost lost the home. I mean, the husband was a contractor, she was a contractor, they had nothing in place. Everybody was contributing. Gold fund is not an investment, and she went through a difficult time. And I thought, so when she did that, she came. So me and my husband found out we were literally vulnerable, exposed as well. And something resonated within me, and I looked at the woman and I said, "Ma'am, how can I do what you're doing?" And my husband looked at me and said, "What?" And I just turned to her. I said, "How can I do what you're doing?" Because in our community, African Caribbean community, nobody wants to talk about these things. I want to do what you're doing, and I want to go out and have a conversation with everyone in our community that makes sure they're financially protected and secured. So after she left, my husband said to me, "What are you doing? What about the practice? What about this, that?" And I just said to him, "I've been living in your shadow. I feel like, there is more to me. I think I found myself. This is me. I love to talk. What we've done, I want to help people." And that's how the journey started for me. And I remember when I joined the organization, within 6 months, we went for a national conference, and we're about 4,000. And you can imagine, we Africans were about 10%, like the minority. And I sat there, and there was this quality award that, is given to about 2 people. And I sat there, and then they called the second person, and then the first person was my name. I didn't get up, and everybody's like, "Kemi, go, go." I was like, "No, that's not me. That's not me." And apparently, no person of color, even as we are now, has ever won quality award in that organization. So I went up, and the reason why I'm saying that, I was crying. I sat down there wailing, and everybody was saying to me, "Why are you crying?" I'm just thinking, you don't know my story. I've just started. I don't even know what I'm doing, but it was just checkers and indicator that I'm on the right path. This is where God wants me to be. So after on, I went on to become a manager, and then I went on and I said, I just don't want to talk about protecting people. So can I ask you a question? What happens to a building when there's no foundation? What's going to happen to that building? It's going to collapse. So that's what insurance is. That's the protection. But I thought when you've secured that foundation, you want to start building on it brick by brick, mortgages. Then you start talking about investments. You start talking about pension. So I said to myself, I want to be a one-stop shop. I just don't want to be I want to be able to advise on all the financial products. So I went on to start advising on mortgages as well. So my company, we do investment. Also as well, February this year, I got an email, and I'd been nominated for Women in Financial Services 2022. Thank you, thank you. Listening to all your stories, hopefully one day, I can't get the Queen's Award, hopefully one day I'll get the King's Award too, inspired by you all. Yeah, so that's why I do what I do. So in our company, I'm just going to talk briefly about what we do. We do protection, which is insurance, indemnity, we do mortgages, and everyone's been listening to the news. The economic climate, it's crazy with the interest rate on all high. People are thinking, can I get on the property ladder? What's going to happen? We've gone through that before, and guess what? We're going to get through it again. It's all about talking to the right people who have a sense of how the market works and can guide you. Some of you have children that are coming out of university. How do they get on that property ladder? Do I have enough deposit? Or I want to go into investment? Because everybody's at different stages of life. So some people want to start talking about investment. I want to start building my property portfolio. Talk to us. That's what we do. Pension, planning, do I have enough to sustain me for retirement? So anything to do with financial services, we do that. And I just want to recognize my colleagues. I'm not here alone. Sam, stand up. Kay, Gloria, we're all here. So anything, talk to us. And once again, Les, thank you for having me share this platform. And it's such a privilege to be with all of you here. So that's what we do. We'd love to talk to you. Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you, everyone.
I talk to the prince all the time. I say, Prince, we've seen it. We've seen it all over again. It might be a rerun, but what we have achieved, we have not stopped to take stock of it. Please, don't go nowhere. Let me call her. She says she's not going to speak for a very long time. She's from Benue State. She has been involved in politics at a very high level. In this country, she was with Erediauwa. She saw it coming, and then she saw what we're celebrating tonight. She said, this is mentorship. I want to come and meet these people so we can have more role models like this in Nigeria. How can they do it? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Princess Ene Monaville from the Akpa Kingdom in Benue State.
I watched a program from US where Nigerians were progressing, very progressive Nigerians in the US. But here in Britain, all we hear about Nigeria is 419. Nothing good about Nigeria. I'm so proud of everyone here tonight. I've been in this country for over 3 decades. This is my first time. Although I have a sister who was also graced with OBE, but I'm meeting a lot of Nigerians here tonight. It means we are doing something great. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. And I thank you to my brother Alex, who have the vision to have come together, put things together to say, look, we need to celebrate ourselves. And we do really need to celebrate ourselves, because if we don't do it, nobody will do it for us. Look at this, the lady over there from Manchester. I never heard of. Never. And she's doing a great thing. So I think we need to do more of this, Mr. Alex. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're really grateful to you. God bless you and your family in abundance. You who want to shed light to Nigerians that are making effort here, God will shed light on you in Jesus' name. Well, my topic tonight is about politics. As you're all aware, I play politics. I play Nigerian politics, I play British politics. But more, Nigerians, we need to bring ourselves together. We've been involved in various things and nothing is happening. Why? We need to ask ourselves, why are we not coming together? What is going on in our lives? Why do we have organizations that breaks down? What's going on? We need to rethink. We need to come together. It's a great evening. Thank you. I'm going to be talking about politics, especially the young ones, and how we can forge ahead, and why we should not be allowed our children to be used. Fair enough, you're in the UK, but I'm sure you have family back home that are being used by politicians and dumped like a toilet roll. When they get up there, they forget those who put them up there. So, the topic is not too young to run in politics. No one is too young from the age of 18 to 45. So, I've had so many people talks, and the young man from the other side, when he was talking, he said he's a Nigerian. He's not just an Ido person, he's a Nigerian. All of us are Nigerians. We were being separated by the British colony, which a lot of you here might have information about. History tells us that as much as there are growing evidence of youth activism and mobilization, Nigerian youth have not been able to achieve inclusion that is required to gain representation in politics. Why? Since 1999, perhaps due to a lack of mentorship, money politics, poor internal democracy among the old Nigerians recycling themselves. For example, new wine in an old bottle. What they do, when one party comes on, they will run from one party into the other. APC, PDP are the same people. We need to make a change. Perhaps due to lack of mentorship, money politics, poor development. For example, including the absence of strategic political agenda, an ongoing barrier to the young people playing important role in national development. Unfortunately, things in Nigerian politics today is that the youth have been undermined by the role played by the predecessors in the achieving of the country's independence that we are celebrating today, because we are gathered here because of the Nigerian independence that we are celebrating today, 62 years. Historically, no country in the world that can function without their youth contributing their own quota to the system of government and believe they will succeed. Like I said, the unfortunate thing in Nigerian politics today is that the youth have been undermined by the role played by their predecessors in achieving the country's independence that we are celebrating today. Historically, there's no country in the world that can function without their youth contributing their own quota, which I've already repeated. Until this political barrier is broken, Nigerian youth will not progress to the maximum. Therefore, I suggest the barrier should be broken down to enable our youth to complete their role, such as being played by the early days of Nigerian independence. For example, history also taught us that in the 60s, there were examples of prominent Nigerians youth, such as Sir Herbert Macaulay, who was born in 1864 and died in 1946, who is a Yoruba Nigerian nationalist, political activist. These are youth in those days who fought for our independence. Why are they using our youth today for thuggery? So, Nigerian youths, there's a bill called Not Too Young to Lead, Not Too Young to Run Election. Are you 18 to 45? You're old enough, instead of being used to go and kill people, being used to cause trouble, just remember, Nigerian youth, you have mother, you have father, they call you youth. Even at the age of 20, some of you already have children. Stop being used by this political elite for their own gain. Stop being used. Think. Because when they get there, they don't even remember you. When they get there, you can't even knock at their door. When they get there, they have securities. Please, I'm appealing to Nigerian youth. Election is coming, 2023. Do not allow these men to use you. You're qualified enough to fight for an office for yourself. Anyone at the age of 18, you can be a chairperson for your ward, a chairman for your local government, a governor, House of Rep. You can go further. stop being used. It is not good enough. When you lose your life, your family suffers. These people are there. They are high up there. They will not even come to pay condolence to your family. As a politician, I'm just advising the youth, please, you are very useful to the community. They know 65% of voters are youth in Nigeria. You can choose someone to vote for. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ms. Monaville was very passionate about using the youths. Thank you very much. That was Linda Monaville. Thank you, thank you. Now we just have 2 authors. She said she wasn't going to speak so long at all. Ladies and gentlemen, just one before the man who has really put a lot into books, Princess Erediauwa. She really wants to tell you, please, dare to live your best life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Sorry. It was just because we didn't start on time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lace and Edo Connect. Thank you so much, everyone. Good evening. My name is Princess Iguaida Angel Erediauwa Okoje. It's a mouthful, I know, but I'm so honored to be here. I'm very honored to stand on this same stage where you have great women and great men who have spoken, and I am very, very honored to be here. Yes, I'm not going to delve into my story or a long story, but I just want to talk briefly about what I do. I am a creative entrepreneur and an author, and I have been writing for a very long time. Many of you, or some of you, know about me, and you know who my dad was. He's, I still say that he's very big in inspiring my writing, and over the years, I have come to learn to write and do more with my writing, to have a voice. It gives me a voice. It communicates my passion. It communicates what I love to do, and that is helping women creatives. I am a creative entrepreneur, and I help women also who have creative skills and creative abilities to turn these into businesses and to turn them into income. I come from a background with great role models, and I have seen people do amazing things in my family. My elder sister, who is a special guest of honor, she's someone who has inspired me greatly, just like my dad. He has inspired me greatly with his writing and the way he has led and lived his life. And I know I can't do anything less. And I thank God for bringing me these opportunities, and thanking God for bringing me here on this platform. And I have helped so many women I know, especially in this country, because people think you come here and work, and that's all you need to do. But now in the society and in these times, there are different ways of creating sources of income. And I'm a big believer, and I push for that you don't have to have just one source of income as a salary or just from somewhere as a business. You can have various sources of income, and that's what drives me. That's what pushes me in my writing. My books are available on Amazon. I've got some here as well. And I hope to have more platforms like this to promote what I do, but I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you, and have a great evening.
That was Princess Iguaide Erediauwa Okoje. Another round of applause. Sorry, we started late, so we're playing catch up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 main things on our agenda, and then I want everybody to come here and tell us their inspirational stories. It's a night for us to celebrate ourselves. No rush. Round of applause, please. Coming up next is, I've said this name 3 times, Mr. Patrick Maido, the protagonist. You see confraternity issue, you hear Mrs. Linda Come up, Mr. Patrick. And he's the man who's writing something about it. The symptoms of confraternity. How can we help these boys? Thank you.
It's so lovely to see beautiful faces today and also to see people who have achieved a lot. And again, well done. We don't take it for granted. Well done. I am Patrick Ugochukwu Maido. I'm a UK banker. I'm a public speaker. I'm a coach. And I'm an author as well. My most recent book is entitled The Protagonist, A Tale of Two Halves. Okay, let me tell you a bit about the book. It follows the story of the protagonist himself, Raymond Ukadike, Remy for short. It follows the life intricacies that this young man had to go through, how his life spun out of control. It talks about the lure of the gang, the misses and the near misses, the twists and the turns, the ups and the downs, and definitely the betrayals he had to go through. The book, when the reader picks up the book takes you on an exhilarating roller coaster of a ride. It starts to highlight the life of this young Remy, the protagonist, how in his quest to find his relevance in life, his affirmation in life, it led him to the depths of life's depravity. But with sheer determination, some luck, some guile, but definitely God's grace, he was able to turn his life around and found redemption. The book, it's definitely a tale of two halves. It's a fight between good and bad. It's a struggle between light and darkness. It is an expression of the quest for relevance or condemnation. What about the next generation? And it got me asking two pertinent questions. First question, what state is the next generation in? And second question, whose shoulders are they sitting on or standing on? If the answer to the question or answers to the questions are in affirmation, then my work here is done today. I don't need to go any further. But if perchance there's a question mark somewhere with the incessant knife-on-knife crime, black-on-black crime, gun crimes, knife crimes, teenagers killing teenagers, blood on the streets, then we have a lot to do. We have to save the next generation or two. I believe they are called Generation Y and Z. We need to save them. We can't sit idly by and watch our future explode and implode in front of us. We all have to put our hands to the plow. So, ladies and gentlemen, we must make a difference. Be it individually or collectively, a difference we must make. So I'm going to end this, I won't call it a speech. I'll rather call it a conversation that we're having. I'll end this conversation by making a clarion call. And the clarion call is that let's start having this conversation. Let's start reaching out to the next generation. Let us have that conversation. Let's do what we need to do, be it individually or collectively, but let's have this conversation today, not tomorrow. Today, because tomorrow was never promised to us. So let's have the conversation today. Let's not delay. Let's go into collaboration. I see my brother over there. Sorry, is it Solomon? Solomon. I love what you're doing. I stand side by side with you. We'll talk some more. Let us have this conversation. Let us put our hands to the plow and change the next generation. Because if we don't, we are doomed. Because who are we going to hand over the baton to? Who are we going to hand over the baton to? So, our actions today or inactions is the reality that our kids will live tomorrow. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ekpoma Okpa Omonua. Agboma Selinwa Omonua from Ekpoma Okpa Association, United Kingdom. Thank you.
I'm most delighted to be here this evening. First, to support our brother, Liz, and also to appreciate everyone in here. Very quickly, who are we? Nigerians. Thank you very much, sir. We are Nigerians, we are Edos, but if you see me in essence, they say, oh no, if you see me, you know I'm an Esan man by the core. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am here tonight representing Esan in Edo State, in UK, but most importantly, Ekpoma Okpa Association. What do? We are a foremost socio-cultural organization. But however, like everybody has said, like my sister Ehino said, like our brother who have spoken, we found out that there is this disconnect between those of us that came from Nigeria, from Africa, and the kids we are bringing up. If you look at this space tonight, I don't see any 20 years old boy. I don't see any 18 years old. I don't see any 22 years old. Like the last speaker said, we need to engage with that segment of our community because they are going to take after us. That is what is propelling Ekpoma Okpa Association. We are engaging with the community. We are trying to make sure that we bridge that gap so that people out there will take after us, and not only take after us, that we build and continue to build and make this place a better place even when we leave. So what do? We have actually succeeded in doing a number of things. I give kudos to the earlier speakers who started a long time ago. We have been there. We started our activities just before Corona started. That is just by 2019. We have been able to access funds to support people. Initially, we started with children who could not learn, who could not do their work because they don't have this what they call devices, electronic devices to do that. We did that for a number of children in the southeast of England. We followed that very quickly with supporting people who are not properly documented. We know what it is in there. A number of us pass through this paper, as we often call it. We know what it is. If you don't have it, you've got nothing. We're supporting women, men, families, children, to make sure that they're able to access legal services to bring them from what we call wilderness into, mainstream. Following that, our last speaker spoke about children who are killing themselves. We have also been able to source funds to support and do advocacy things and projects to engage the youth, to take them from the streets, to take them from gang activities, to engage them in proper work, engage properly with school. But one thing we found out is this. While people are talking about cost of living, we just found out that, as they often say, a hungry person is an angry man. Ladies and gentlemen, and that is why currently Ebomapa Association is supporting this community all around London with what we call the London Food Project, the Community Food Support Project. We are doing this to make sure that people who are hungry, people who cannot afford it, can reach out there and do things for themselves, can eat, can pay for little bills. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the very few things that we are doing. We are hoping that we'll be able to reach those people out there who are hiding, those people who are out there who are not able to do it. And that is our purpose of being. So again, our name is Ebomapa Association. We are a charity organization. You can reach us at ebomapa.co.uk. That is where all our activities are, and our phone numbers are there. And I'd like to end this by saying, you heard when she was speaking. What she didn't tell you is that her dad is actually Barrister Otaigbe, our elder from the same place where I come from. She is not just doing what she's doing, it is the thing that her father, and a lot of all those people have instilled on us to be able to support the society, to be able to do things and make sure that people that are out there that are in need are well supported. I'd like to thank ladies and everyone for this evening, and thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, we'll have to call onto the stage. Just before, I want to tell you a story. James, am I okay with this? I've been running Edo Connect now for over 6 years. And I started writing. I write the way I feel. I don't care, But I started getting better. And I work in a company. All of us here, we will not, I don't know, but I think I speak the truth. Everything we've become, there's always that English person. It's as if they hold a meeting somewhere to say, let's help, you understand, this black person. There's always that English person from work. There's always that English person from sport. I spoke to Philip Orume and said, for me, it was my boss at work. As I was writing to bring the governor, to bring everything, it became a routine that anytime I wrote, even at home on the week, I send it to Colin. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I asked Colin to join us here. I said, come and see our people. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Colin Harrison, please come to the stage. Colin, please come up. He says no, he says no. Colin, please, can we encourage him to come up and say, please come up. Thank you very much. This is what I was doing. Thank you. Please say something. Please say something. Please, you live here. Please say something. Please say something. Please say something.
I've been very impressed by the inspirational speaking that's taking place here. I think the people who have spoken here have done a wonderful job, and this has been a great evening. Thank you.
Please, I have to thank our royalty. As much people as possible, we gotta take a picture with Colin. Thank you. Now, the final thing on the agenda is Prince Ekme Erediauwa is going to come up and present an encouragement award to Mr. Solomon Aleto for seeing and writing, Mr. Patrick Maido for seeing and writing, and Mr. Nosayaba Iyamu for helping all these parents and all these young kids. Please welcome Prince Ekme Erediauwa to the stage. I call him the People's Prince. More.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Lace. Very wonderful people have spoken tonight. And Lace has put me here because I chose to round up a wonderful night. I want to commend Lace, most importantly, because I've been with him from when he started Edo Connect. And he's been very tenacious and very persistent, angry, vexed. And I always try to let him understand that everybody can be on the train at the same time. Today, he has brought this up, and the day he said it again, I said, oh, Lace, you started again. I'm not going to come out. No. But I'm happy that the people that have chosen to spend their time here tonight is because we appreciate everyone, not only the awardees, everyone that's been here. He's always wanted us to identify with ourselves and recognize ourselves. So for me, I congratulate everyone that has been here. CB, OB, my wonderful people. We watched them on TV together when they were showing it, and I was saying, man, these are our people, With the Queen. The Queen passed, and they decided that, yeah, the Queen has passed. Let us celebrate those that met the Queen, because I never met the Queen. I saw her on TV. And it's always good to connect ourselves. I'm sure everybody is happy to be. We haven't even had the time to even get to meet each other, which is supposed to be part of it and all that. But I want to commend Lace as well. Tonight, I give him my own award from my heart, because I know the sleepless night he has in trying to bring our people together, unite our people, see the best in ourselves, support each other, and generally live life better. Thank you all for being here, for making time. It's not easy. Even though I live here, I'm more Nigerianized. Most of my activity is in Nigeria. Politically, I left abroad to go and see how I could make a difference, and God and our Father and people saved my life from the way the people wanted it to be. I'm not going to talk about politics, but the next generation, that each and every inspirational person here is a mentor to the next generation, one way or the other. There are very many people that are not going to be here tonight that will see this. I'm sure they will get inspired by seeing that our own people have got these awards, our own people have reached certain heights, and everyone too. Like Tico said, success is not by what you have, it's who you impact on. Even if it's just one life you change. I love to do that. I don't want to get passionate and emotional about it, but thank you all, and let us recognize those we have to recognize.
Please, can you wait, and the prince will call you to pick up your award.
Solomon Aleto.
Can I, before just 1 minute, I would like to dedicate this award to a special person in my life. A lot of you don't know, but his dad actually inspired me, and I remain his humble servant by the book he wrote. So this is to our late king, Oba Omonobanado Ukuak Polo Polo, Solomon Erediauwa. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Patrick Maido, Edo Connect, UK Diaspora Author, my brother.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Edo Connect. I will dedicate this award to everybody in this room as we join hands together to change the next generation. Let's make an impact together. Thank you.
Mr. Mr. Nosayaba Iyamu, sports developer, coach, inspiration. We're proud of you, my brother. My Oyinbo baby, Princess Erediauwa Okoje.
Thank you very much. That's my big brother. Very partial. I want to dedicate this to everyone who has supported me over the years. My dad, my moms, many of them, aunties, uncles, brothers, sister, my husband, my kids. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you.
There's two people that didn't come tonight. The first one I'm going to talk about, it was Edo Development Aid. During the pandemic, I was the one who transported food. They called me. All the old people in our community. He kept on asking me, he said, how would they get around? How would they queue in the supermarket? How would they take things home? He called me by my Benin name. He said, Yobosa, take this money, take this list, give me all their names. And we ended up delivering, you know, in the height of the pandemic, the old people couldn't come out. We ended up delivering a lot of food stuff. So please give a round of applause to Edo Development Aid, charity in the UK. Ironically, they also do a charity to win £25,000 every week. You have to go to their website, it's edodevaid.org, and you see everything. That lottery has been going on for over 6 months, online. Edo Development Aid couldn't be here tonight, so I must read out his appreciation. He said, thank you for recognizing EDA's efforts in the Edo community. EDA is a young charity organization set up to coordinate assistance to our people in need in Edo State or at home in Nigeria. And this is from Mr. Kede Ahie. He just had to travel to Nigeria this morning. He says, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming.